gesehen, Hockenheimring und richtig guten Rennsport. Wie ist es für euch, diese Atmosphäre? Noch was es bewirkt, es regnet nicht. Hoffst du auf Regen? Ich möchte Regen haben, ja. Ich denke, mein Auto ist so nass, sehr gut. Nein, vielleicht nicht so sehr. Es wäre definitiv für mich, und ich liebe es, hier zu fahren. Ich hatte schon einige gute Rennen in der Vergangenheit, bin oft gefahren auf Lieblingsstrecke. Atmosphäre ist großartig. Wenn der letzten Sektor durch das Motorrad mit einer Zuschauer fährt, wirklich cool, ich liebe es. Wir freuen uns auf ein aufregendes Rennen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, get excited because it is the final race of our weekend here in the DTM Trophy, and this race will set us up for the finale next week at the No-Rise Ring. There is 4 points between our two championship leaders, and they both start on the front row of the grid. Will Trigerfer, here he is. He will start P2. He is leading by 4 points to Ben Green. Ben Green will start P1 today on the left-hand side of the grid, or right-hand side for them, left-hand side for us. Oh, it's going to be an absolute cracker. There is Ben Green. He is second by 4 points only. Yesterday, he could have had a chance to go 21 points clear, but unfortunately had to serve a drive-through penalty during the race, or receive the penalty at the end of the race because he didn't serve the drive-through because he held the traffic up, basically, in the race start. So big opportunity here for the both of them. And this is going to be the first time that we've seen them race side by side, really. The fact that they are the top of the championship, we haven't really seen them go toe-to-toe. So this is going to be that first opportunity. And how is it going to go down? I'm sure they're both going to be very, very timid with each other and just make sure that they get to the end of the race. Here's Moritz Lerner then, who had a great performance yesterday, got himself a podium and, well, hasn't really qualified properly well in qualifying at all. This season, but finally has unlocked that pace up into P3. Could we potentially see Moritz Lerner jump everybody here and head up towards the front of the grid? Reinhard Koffler, we know how fast this driver is once he gets going. For the True Racing by Reiter Engineering. Race winner out in Assen, the first ever KTM Expo winner in the DTM Trophy. Could we potentially see another race victory? He starts in 4th position. How we all doing in the chat then, ladies and gentlemen? I want you to tell me where you're watching from around the world. I want you to tell me who you're supporting as well. Maybe which is your favorite car if you don't have a particular favorite driver. I'm excited to speak to you all. Theo Uverhaus then, 16 years old, was the star of the show yesterday. Got his first ever race victory in the DTM Trophy. You can see he's absolutely beaming. Could he potentially go out there and do it again? They say race wins breed race wins. The confidence running through that young man's veins is huge. Finally getting over that hurdle. Huge future ahead of him, for sure. Jesse wants Salonen for the podium. Definitely showed a bit more this weekend for sure. Darius from Berlin, nice. Dean from Belgium, we've got Germany. Oregon, nice. Claim jumpers, I'll claim a jumper. Tamara Battani, let's go Laura. Yeah, Laura Kramer has been brilliant this season. Two top 10s to her name, Laura Kramer. There's Jan Zimmer. A Dutch Moritz fan here, nice. Damon Ireland. Fair play. Aman Veer Singh supporting Ben Green from Malaysia. Lovely. There's Matthias Salonen, the flying fin. All the fins are called flying fins. Patrick Partenheimer is a Moritz Lerner fan. Absolutely, Mark Hediger, same here. From Bali, Brolanta Setiadi, welcome. First time watching Brad Weber, hopefully you enjoy. So this is round or race number 12 of the season. We've got two more races, which is next weekend. One full formation lap, 30 minutes of racing. I'm excited. Cannot wait for this. Again, 4 points separates our two championship rivals. Will Trigerfer on the right-hand side is your championship leader. He starts in second. That is great board waving. Some of the best board waving we've seen all season. 30 seconds to go. And then we've got Ben Green, who is second in the championship. And well, after yesterday's performance, in terms of pace, he's the quickest driver around Hockenheim, for sure, on this grid. But unfortunately made that mistake with that drive-through penalty, or time penalty he received at the end of the race. Finished in P9 when it was basically going to be a clear win. Moritz Lerner teasing us there in the number 30. Sorry, it wasn't Moritz Lerner at all, was it? It was Theo Uverhaus teasing us in the number 34 there with the use of windscreen wipers. It's been spitting down for most of the day here today, but nothing. It's not been wet enough to indeed make the circuit wet. It's been hitting the circuit and drying up pretty much instantly. So the chances of rain is there, but ultimately I don't think it's going to happen. And I really do think that dry weather is going to be the best conditions for us to have the best possible race. Here we go. So we've got one full formation lap, and then we go into the racing action. My name is Luke Crane, aka Actroll Vision. I will be taking you through the race here with some commentary, and hopefully you all enjoy it. Takes a while for the tyres to get warmed up in these cars, normally a couple of laps, so expect people to be taking chances and trying to catch people napping, as we are at the famed circuit of Hockenheim. Here are your championship standings then. Will Trigerfer is on 183 points, 179 points then for Ben Green. Michael Schrey, I don't think we're going to see him again this season, unfortunately, and no idea why either. 112 points for him. So Nico Verdonk, Lucas Mauron and Theo Uverhaus, who are all within 4 points of each other, those three drivers are going to be vying out for that third position on the podium this season. 3 races to go. All the lights are on. It's been very dark here today with the cloud cover. Lots of Ben Green fans, for sure. Lots of Ben Green fans. Make sure you tell your friends about this championship. Let's get as many people in there watching as possible. As we come through the S's. And can Ben Green win this race? That is the question on everybody's lips. If Ben Green wins this race and Trigerfer was to finish in second position, it would mean that Ben Green would lead the championship by 3 points going into next weekend. Is there someone from behind who's going to be able to jump both of them? Can Moritz Lerner potentially get up into the lead? Are we going to see a surprise from Reinhard Koffler? Will Theo Uverhaus make the Hockenheimring his arena? Will it be remembered for the Theo Uverhaus show with a double race victory? Will we see what we've seen in the Porsche Cup Benelux this weekend, where everything goes out the window and it just becomes an absolute slugfest? It remains to be seen. 30 minutes of racing plus 1 lap, and we're about to go green. Around the final couple of corners then, pace car will indeed move off into the pits here, and Ben Green then will take them away. He'll be waiting for the lights to go green along the start-finish line. We're here at Hockenheim. It is race number 12 of the season of 14. Will Trigerfer then in the AMG is on the left-hand side. Right-hand side for Ben Green. The green lights will appear now, and we are green light racing. Lucas Mauron got an absolute flyer here, trying to make some moves around the outside. Trigerfer's going to lose a position, I think. Moritz Lerner's coming through. He was 3 wide there. Fair play to Trigerfer. He kept the car in. Didn't have to there, and again, his championship could have been at risk, but everybody is, well, swamping him down in towards turn number 2. Moritz Lerner loses a couple of positions. Trigerfer then is now side by side with Jan Zimmer. Reinhard Koffler makes that 3 wide as we head on to the back straight here and down in towards that hairpin. Ben Green looking in his rearview mirrors going, yep, you guys can crack on with that. Want to see a load more action like that. And well, can Trigerfer get back up to P2? We saw Ben Green lead out from start to finish. He will have no success ballast in the car. Trigerfer then is in the middle of the pack here. Moritz Lerner to the right-hand side. Reinhard Koffler then is on the inside line. Trigerfer here is going to sweep around the outside. And is he going to be able to hold on to the position? No, he will not. He will actually not get ahead of Reinhard Koffler, and Koffler then trying to cover Trigerfer off. And well, there's no room to manoeuvre here for Trigerfer. Opens up the right-hander. Nico Verdonk flashing his lights just to go, this is fun. Hello, everybody, I'm here. And the Belgian then trying to get involved as well. As we then head down. Oh, no, big smash, Jan Zimmer. Oh, Trigerfer's been taken out. Jan Zimmer and Nico Verdonk have had a collision. Jan Zimmer's just flown into the corner. And Trigerfer then, with damage to the rear of his car as well, has been completely cleaned out. Not his fault at all. Oh, that's damage as well. That might be a DNF. Moritz Lerner as well. Looks like he's got damage to the rear right archway as well. And this is not what we wanted to see in terms of the championship. Ben Green with a big opportunity now, considering his championship rivals right down the back of the order. Lucas Mauron and Nico Verdonk then having a bit of a collision as well as we come through the S's up towards the final couple of corners. And well, as we head on to lap number 2, Matthias Salonen is just complete. Well, he's off. Moritz Lerner's off as well. And wow, 4 cars are going off, spinning everywhere. Gerban is off as well. What is going on here? There must be oil down there on that corner, or it's raining potentially. I don't know what's going on down there. But 4 cars all spinning, all on their own. Crazy action here as we head on to lap number 2 then. Ben Green leads the way. Reinhard Koffler is in second. Nico Verdonk is in third. And I think there might be some rain coming down here, because we just saw the Toyota then frantically using the windscreen wipers, but it does seem like it's very greasy down there. Lucas Mauron trying to find any kind of gap here on Theo Uverhaus. But right now, the big story is that Will Trigerfer is down in P10, and he has got damage to the car. Zimmer's into the pit, so is Lerner. Sophie Hoffman was the driver that spun as well with Gerban. 4 different spinners around the second to last corner. And the track is very greasy here indeed. So I'm sure we're going to get to see all of that action unfold once again, but what a crazy first lap here. And the big loser really is Will Trigerfer. He's going to be absolutely gutted here, and now it's all about a recovery drive. So here we go. Yeah, oh, Jan Zimmer and Nico Verdonk, they're already having a collision. Oh, and then Lerner gets tagged, and then unfortunately Trigerfer gets hit by Lerner. So we'll see this once again. And yeah, Jan Zimmer's like riding that Supra of Nico Verdonk. I'm not too sure what was going on there, why he's being so aggressive. Well, he was forced off circuit, and now he's trying to indeed open up the next corner. And whilst they have contact, it means they lose all sense of downforce. And yeah, Lerner is just tagged, and he just cleans out Trigerfer. Matthias Salonen is then, well, done for. That is smoke. That is going to be a safety car here. That is a very dangerous part of the circuit. That is the fastest part of the circuit as well. But that car needs to be recovered. So Trigerfer then, now up to P9, with an opportunity to try and come back through the pack here. And his car is not in good shape. And there must be oil down there because he was definitely avoiding something. I think there's oil into the final couple of corners here. But what a frantic start. What a frantic start. Yeah, Carlo player, rain was predicted for today, a little bit earlier. Yeah, there's definitely, see 4 or 5 cars just spinning out there. So I wonder, I think Salonen may have just dropped the oil himself. Yeah, for sure, 100%. So that's what's happened here. In the rear of Moritz Lerner's car, oh, that's not good. So that is why Lerner had to come into the pits. As we can see here, Lucas Mauron and Thea Overhaus having a battle. Mauron trying to squeeze Overhaus. Overhaus goes, nope, I'm coming through. Again, with all the confidence in the world, considering he was a race winner from yesterday as well. So yeah, there's Salonen's car on the side of the grid. So we can all breathe. We can all have a little chance to breathe. As the marshals now just going to check out the circuit here again. They've got to do their own investigations to figure out what's going on. Synchronized spinning there at the final a couple of corners. Safety, of course, paramount for the drivers. And well, we do get a little chance to breathe. So Salonen, Lerner and Zimmer are all out of this race. Trigerfer has got damage to the left rear of his car. So here we go. Something's going to let go here for sure. It just comes to a stop. Okay, so it just comes to a stop. Must be something seriously wrong if you've not been able to even put it on the grass. It's kind of, I'm getting out the car. This is going to be on fire at some point. So here we go then. We're coming into the second to last corner, and there's one spinner, so that's Salonen, he's gone. And then Moritz Lerner gets stuck on it as well. He then ends up spinning, or running wide and going around the outside, there we go. But I think that has something to do with his car more than anything. And then we see David Gerban and Stefan Cox both spin as well, here we go. So there's one. There's 2 off. Stefan Cox on rotation is 3. And then Gerban trying to avoid it, goes around as well, that's 4. So this has really helped out Trigerfer in the fact he gained 4 positions there, or 5 now because Salonen's out the race, without really having to do too much there. His face is exactly like my brain right now, just trying to figure out what's going on. I'm a bit like, yeah, I'm not too sure. Safety car is in this lap, so we're going to get some racing action for you back very, very quickly indeed. So the fact that we're getting going straight away here says to me that that was not oil on the circuit. Live championship points. As it stands then, the gap is going to be 9 points between Ben Green and Trigerfer. Sorry, 9 points? 19 points, should I say. So Will has got some moves to make here. He needs to gain as many positions in this race as possible, of course. So here we go. We're going to get back going here. What a frantic start. 21 minutes left of this race. And who's going to get the race victory now, ladies and gentlemen? Get it involved in the chat. Can Reinhard Koffler get a dream start, just like he did earlier on in this race, where he managed to get up ahead of Will Trigerfer? Can he do the very same here to Ben Green? That's the question. Awesome Max, yeah, if there was oil, they wouldn't be going right now, mate. That's for sure. They'd be sorting that out first. So I would imagine it's the water tank, if we're seeing liquid. So here we go. 21 minutes remain of this race. Here we go. Can Reinhard Koffler do the unthinkable and get one more position here? He managed to get Will Trigerfer on the start of this race. Can he do it on the second restart here? We're about to see the green lights then. And we are green light racing here. It's already four-way. Oh, Ben Green's just dropping backwards here, like a stone. Thea Uverhaus up to P2. Reinhard Koffler up to P1. Lucas Mauron up the inside then of Ben Green. Ben Green, though, runs wide. Everybody runs wide there. That's the new line through turn number 1, apparently. Reinhard Koffler then will go defensive in towards turn number 2, and he's done exactly what I thought he would. He's made the jump to the lead here, but Thea Uverhaus, again, oozing that confidence from yesterday after that race victory, will want to try and get another one here as soon as he possibly can. Trigerfer's already moved up to P7, I think. 6th, actually. So 6th position for Will Trigerfer. He's making a move on Lucas Mauron, and this has gone from a great start from Trigerfer to a terrible start from Trigerfer to ultimately he might be behind Ben Green very, very shortly indeed. Uverhaus taking the outside line through the hairpin. Door's going to be left wide open for Ben Green. Ben Green's going to try and get out the inside of Uverhaus. Uverhaus forced wide there by Reinhard Koffler, and as they then make their long run here with the DTM Sassy Cam through the sweeping right-hander into the stadium section, I think Ben Green is going to end up getting back up into P2. Uverhaus then doesn't make it too difficult for him. And, well, now Reinhard Koffler has got to try and hold on to the lead of this race. And, wow, we're about to see a very exciting race indeed. What a start for Reinhard Koffler. Runs a little bit wide there. Ben Green's got the overlap here. He's got the inside line. And is he going to try and make the move here? He is. He's going to sweep up the inside. It's a terrible restart. But ultimately, he has written the wrongs here already in this lap. What a race restart for Ben Green. He's dropped down the order 4 positions and then come back straight up into the lead. Superb stuff here. As Thea Uverhaus now and Reinhard Koffler are battling for that second position. This is perfect, though, for Ben Green. It means he can just drive away. Nico Verdonk, everybody's favourite Belgian, is just tucked in behind them now. And then they've got Lucas Mauron. Mauron runs wide. Trigerfer comes through. And actually, it looks like Stefan Cox is up to P6. This could be the best finish for Stefan Cox of the season as Reinhard Koffler runs wide into the grass there, mowing the lawn. And now it is Nico Verdonk up into that podium positions. 2 BMWs lead. We've now got a Toyota, a KTM, and now an AMG in your top 5. Trigerfer's gone from right up the front, P2, right to the back, to now up to P4, potentially, if he can make the move here on Reinhard Koffler. Lucas Mauron and Stefan Cox then are just in behind. What a phenomenal start to this race. Super, super exciting. And here we go. We're going to see Reinhard Koffler again just loses complete sense of downforce on the front of that car, being behind 3 cars, causing a bit of a jet wash. It's not obviously as huge as what would be like Formula 1, but ultimately, again, you are still in the dirty air of a car in front and ultimately not able to get the car to rotate as much as he would like to. As Trigerfer then is going to be under pressure from Lucas Mauron. Mauron trying to make a move, and we know exactly how fast that Audi is. So Trigerfer needs to, again, gain some positions here as Uverhaus is 0.4 of a second behind Ben Green. We know Ben Green likes to chew the tyres up as well. We know how quick he is, but he loves to chew the tyres up. Nico Verdonk, by the way, has got something hanging from the back of his car. Yes, we do. It's like he's got stabilizers. Reinhard Koffler then just dropping back ever so slightly. So a fantastic start from Reinhard Koffler, but ultimately not able to indeed keep hold of the lead here. Stefan Cox there with the flashing of the lights. Everybody knows how I feel about flashing of the lights. You see that Trigerfer's car is not in great shape, but I tell you what, 3 laps ago, he would have been thinking his championship was all but over. But right now, he has got the opportunity to get back up this order, and I'm wondering if the stewards are going to be, they're going to keep a close eye on this, but the stewards won't want to pull him in to get that fixed. They won't be wanting to give him a warning, because this would really affect the championship if he does get pulled in. But as it stands then, Ben Green leads the way. Uverhaus is in second, losing a little bit of time. Here's a restart then. So Reinhard Koffler, you see, on the right-hand side of your screen. Ben Green just didn't get going. Just did not get going. And then Lucas Mauron pulls out wide. We could see, obviously, that Trigerfer was getting... Oh, got the move done there on Kraehamer. Stefan Cox squeezing Kraehamer in towards the AMG. And the KTM became the meat in the sandwich. But Koffler, off the line, reactions of an absolute cat. Got the job done. Ultimately, it didn't last overly too long, but yeah. pretty ridiculous for sure. Incident involving Jan Zimmer and Nico Verdonk has been forwarded to the stewards. The restart is also under investigation. So yeah, maybe a couple of drivers may have jump-started there, including this man here. So we'll keep an eye on that. We will for sure keep an eye on that, keep you all posted. But as it stands, Ben Green is doing what he needs to do here. He knows he's been gifted an opportunity to go out there, get the race victory, put some points between him and Trigerfer, and then move into next week in the lead once again, like he did this week. So it's gone from a bad weekend yesterday to a potentially brilliant weekend, heading towards the final 2 races at the No Rise Ring next weekend. Grey clouds have been there all week, ladies and gentlemen. All day, should I say. The potential of rain has been there. It's been spitting every now and again, but it's not really coming to fruition. So I think we're going to be good. And again, Trigerfer's car is just, you know, his team will be praying that car just holds together and doesn't start falling to pieces. Just get that race performance, get that P5 if it needs to be, maybe grab another couple of positions if you possibly can. You certainly got the pace. Can you get onto the podium though? How far can you push with a damaged car? So Lucas Mauron and Stefan Cox have just been dropped ever so slightly as we watch here the bouncing over the curbs through turn number 1. And again, if you haven't gone through there on 2 wheels this weekend, are you really a racing driver? As Mauron, well, he tried to get all 4 wheels off of the ground. That's not ideal. So you can see that Trigerfer is just losing a little bit of pace now to the 2 in front of him. And ultimately, he really does want them to start battling. I think Uverhaus may have the pace here. He'll want to get another race victory. That's for sure. Uverhaus is just, you can just tell his confidence is through the roof. Reinhard Koffler's found a bit of pace there on this lap. Is there a potential for a move? New race distance, we're going to have 3 added laps to the race. Ooh, that's exciting. So Susan, the championship is not over this week. We've got 2 more races to go, which is next weekend. But as it stands, there's 4 points between Green and Trigerfer as they started this championship, or started this race today. Trigerfer was leading by 4 points. But as it stands then, Ben Green's getting 25 points and Trigerfer's getting 10. So that means that Ben Green's leading by 11. So Ben Green will be leading by 11 points as it stands. Theo Uverhaus would be moving up into 3rd in the championship as well. So it really is coming alive at the latter stages of the season. So right now, any position Trigerfer could gain is going to be huge for his championship. As we run through turn number 1, a lot of battered and bruised cars, that's for sure, this weekend. So yeah, everyone, 2.3K people watching. Welcome to all of you from around the world. I am actually looking at the YouTube chat right now, so if you want to say hello or let me know where you're watching from, who you're supporting, now's the time to do so. So we kind of have a real cool community feel with these races. We all tend to get involved as... That's windscreen wipers for Theo Uverhaus there, isn't it? That is windscreen wipers. It's got to stop teasing us like that. Imagine some rain comes and gets involved now. Again, 12 minutes, unless it decides to absolutely pour down, I don't think we would see anyone come in and change the tyres. And well, there is Nico Verdonk now with some windscreen wiper action as Reinhard Koffler sets up the inside, bumps over the curb though, so ultimately not able to make the move. And does he go later under braking here? Almost a bit of contact between the 2. Reinhard Koffler then just about backs out in time. These 2 are going to lose time now to Trigerfer. He's going to get involved, and this could potentially be a 3-way battle for what would be the podium spots. The rain is definitely coming down now, though. Right, let's say some hellos quickly then. We've got Anton from Hong Kong. Where else is everybody from? Philippines for Jola Aquino. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the broadcast. The rain is coming down for sure. Portugal for Yao Marquez. Nice. Romania for Thomas Campana. Taiwan for Casey. Australia, Stuttgart, New Zealand, Florida. China. Cyprus, first Cypriot we have seen. Yeah, the weather is coming down here for sure now. Gadwin from Finland, nice. Ireland, Brazil supporting Toyota. Brilliant stuff. So many people in the chat, let me know. Welcome, everybody. So as we head then through this right-hander, yeah, he just bounced over the curb there. Very lucky not to have cleaned out Nico Verdonk. And then he goes for a nibble here. He's like, yeah, I'm going to have a go here. I can get on the brakes very, very late. Realised, actually, no, that's not a possibility. And then you just got to try and maximise your speed on the exit as to not lose any time. Into the slipstream we come. The KTM trying to hide behind the Toyota and actually is going to get a run here. We'll have to go all the way around the outside. Is there the potential for this? Trigerfer now with the windscreen wipers on. There is definite weather coming down here. So I don't think that the excitement is over for this race at all. Lucas Maron seems to be finding grip here early as well. He is Brazilian, of course, so bound to be finding grip where it doesn't exist. Look at the Expo. Look at the acceleration of the Expo. As we sweep across the right-hander, it's P3 then for Reinhard Koffler. And in the late stages of this season, Reinhard is putting on an absolute show for us. Trigerfer now closing up. Oh, here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. As Uwe then has got his windscreen wipers on, Reinhard Koffler, so indeed has Trigerfer. And the track is starting to get very moist indeed. The usage of curbs is going to be high risk, high reward, but we see the overtake here. And oh, they've given away the magic of the camera. That you saw the 4x4 there, trying to keep up with everybody. But Reinhard Koffler sweeps around the outside, and Nico Verdonk just wasn't able to defend there. Oh, Lucas Maron out into the Weetabix. It's definitely not where you want to be. Trigerfer, though, will be given a little bit of respite because of that. So if anybody has any questions during this next week, whether it be on Instagram or on Twitter, message me. I've just typed in the chat, Trollvision is my handle on Twitter and Instagram. Get yourselves involved there because there are going to be plenty of questions. It's going to go to the finale next week where it will be between two drivers for the championship as Nico Verdonk tries to retake the position, sweeps around the outside here, but the door's going to be left open for him for Will Trigerfer. I think, no, there isn't. So there's contact between the two. Nico Verdonk kept the car in there, but they're both slow here. Look at the AMG. The AMG is closing up into the slipstream of Reinhard Koffler's car. He's going to make it 3 wide. Will Trigerfer's going for both of them. Safety car is out here. Safety car is out. And who was ahead? As it come down towards the hairpin, the signs wouldn't have come out yet for them. Did Trigerfer get his nose up? He's got the inside line, then down towards the hairpin. Reinhard Koffler backs out the whole situation. Nico Verdonk runs wide. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Will Trigerfer's just made it up into P3 on the power nice and early. Nico Verdonk's trying to retake the spot. And Trigerfer's going to have to go round the outside. And Trigerfer gives it up. So I guess they've all been told there's a safety car. But who was ahead when it was called? So safety car has indeed been sent out here. So this all stems from this mistake here. Reinhard Koffler just completely struggling with traction, which gave Nico Verdonk a little nudge. And Verdonk, though, as much as he made the overtake, was still very slow off the exit there because of that contact. And it gave Trigerfer the opportunity to make the move around the outside. But the fact that Trigerfer's given back both spots says to me that he was P5, as the safety car was indeed called. Whew. Reverse Thursday, Weetabix is what I call a gravel. I sometimes call it kitty litter. I also sometimes call it where they build sandcastles. Just ignore me. It's a safety car out here with 7 minutes 24 seconds to go. We've already got an extra 3 laps as well, remember. I have no idea what the safety car was called for either. That's an interesting point. As it stands then, the gap is 11 points between Ben Green and Will Trigerfer. Trigerfer needs to gain a couple of spots here to make this super interesting going into next week. But also, you've got to think if he's outside the top 3, he will have 0 ballast next week at the No-Rise Ring, and that is a very much a pace-hungry circuit as well. So, yeah, all is not lost, really, for Trigerfer. I think this championship's set up wonderfully well for the rest of the season. It really is. It really is. So here we go. All the teams readying up to get some moist tyres on. And it's been red flagged. So this is to enable all of the teams to change tyres. So it's been decided that everybody needs to go on to full wets. We've never had it where the weather's changed during a race for DTM Trophy in 2 years. So this is new to everybody. So because we don't have an actual pit stop in the race, the red flag here will be to let everybody get there, to get the wet tyres on. No one loses any time. And then we will have the final laps of the race.
Alles offen ist. Es war ein tolles Duell zwischen den beiden britischen Piloten schon über die gesamte Saison.
So yeah, this series does not have pit stops. So these pit teams would not have been practicing pit stops because they don't have pit stops. So this is to make sure that everybody has a fair, no one has a disadvantage, if you like. And then we will get back into racing on an even playing field. But it looks like we're going to have a mad last, like 5-lap dash here, maybe 6-7 lap dash. Although they've all... Well, they're all going to be on wet tyres.
Von der Information der Rennleitung gerne überrascht. Sieht aus nach Reifenwechsel und Restart. Die Fuhr läuft zwar weiter, aber wir haben auf jeden Fall die 3 Extra-Runden, die ja von der Rennleitung schon definiert wurden, aufgrund der langen Safety-Car-Phase zu Beginn dieses Rennens.
Sebastian Cornely might be a double DNF for the weekend then for Sebastian, unfortunately. So again, appreciate your patience watching at home. This is new to all of the drivers. This is new to me. This is new to the teams. We've never had this where the weather's changed mid-race. So you're all about to see something that we've never seen before. So right now then, now's the time to let me know where you're watching from. Who's your favorite driver on the grid? This last 5-10 minutes of this race is going to be amazing. These drivers have done 0 testing in rain conditions as well. Remember that, with these cars specifically. And it does look like the rain is stopping, so it might be a case of they don't change tyres. Like, this is as unknown to me as it is to everybody else. All I know is that we're going to have a mad sprint at the end of this race, and I am super pumped for it. Vinicius Carvalho from Brazil, nice. From the Philippines, Supremo, nice. Koffler's your favorite, Carlo? Wicked. Waloina from Denmark, welcome. Liam Lawson fan for Danique, what a driver. Absolutely go get some ice cream. Go get yourself some drinks and snacks, guys. Darius, I'm in the UK. I will be at the No Rise Ring next week, though, so if anyone's going to be at the circuit, absolutely come and say hello. Kubitza's the best. What a driver, Jacob. What a driver. Is it still raining? It's not raining. Actrovision, same as what I posted, reverse Thursday. They can fix the car, Cam. Well, I say fix. They can take bits off the car. I don't think there's much you can do with fixing the car right now. You don't have any favourites, Devere? We had Jan Kasil, who was Polish last year racing. He was superb, a superstar driver, really good. Damon Ireland, you've got to stop supporting me. Canada, Italy, Romania, nice. Indonesia, Argentina. Is that Lithuania, Mr. Kabubas? I think that's Lithuania. Denmark. Sebastian, your first time watching. Well, don't let this put you off, mate. Colombia, Camilo Hurtado, welcome. Trinidad and Tobago, first Trinidadian for sure watching. Where will you be at the No Rise Ring? I'll be in the commentary box. I'll be commentating. Will Ben Green have a bad restart again? Who knows? Who knows? Reinhard Koffler, as you can see in the replay of our restart, with a magical restart, but unfortunately wasn't able to hold on. This is going to be very exciting, the restart for sure. Mexico, USA, Portugal, India, Romania, Bucharest specifically. Craig, how you doing, bud? Hadi Musto from Syria, welcome. Simsy Kind, welcome. First time watching. Well, make sure that you guys all check out the finale next week. So hit that subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube right now. If you are indeed watching at dtm.grid, make sure you've bookmarked that page on your bookmarks, on your Google, whatever, Chrome, whatever you're using. As well, Ben Green here again, coming through 2 wheels. And remember, if anybody has any questions during the week, Lucas, yeah, Morris Lerner's a lovely, lovely guy in real life as well. If you guys have got any questions, maybe on Twitter or indeed on Instagram, I've just typed my name, @Trollvision, in the chat. Go follow me there and you can send me a message. And that way I can respond to you during the week. So I know there's going to be a lot of new people watching today thinking, what is going on here? It is frantic, it is crazy. This is a great series to watch. I want to continue watching it. Absolutely do that. But again, if you want to know all the specifics, just shoot me a message and I will indeed send you in the right direction. If you want to know exactly how this championship works and all that good stuff, head to DTM.com, and then, or just type DTM Trophy into your Google. And that way you will indeed be sent to the right place. It's got the results, standings, it's got facts and infos, it's got all of the rule set, it's got everything on the website. So if you want to be all nice and crammed up, ready for next week, because next week is the finale. This is where it all goes down. As it stands, it was 4 points to difference going into today. Will Trigerfer was leading by 4 points. Ben Green is in second, 183 points playing 179. So ultimately, right now, Ben Green is going to be leading by 11 points, we think, if Trigerfer stays in fifth. None of these drivers got any wet weather running as well, so remember that. So this restart is going to be new to everybody. I have no idea what's going to go down. I'm excited for it. Everybody get excited for it. This is going to be brilliant. No, Brum Racing. I'm from the UK and we pronounce things differently. I've been saying it wrong, probably. I'm sure I'll be corrected next week when I'm there. So yeah, don't if you're hearing words coming from me and thinking, oh my, I've been saying words wrong. No. It's me. It's definitely me. My pronunciation of things is interesting to say the very least. So don't worry about it. It's fine. So here we go, just sorting out the pressures of the car. As you can see, it is there's a lot of water on the track and a lot of water now on the cars. It's not a huge downpour, but it's enough for them to have... It's enough for them to have signaled code rain here at the Hockenheimring. Something we've never seen in the DTM Trophy. Already lost 5 cars from this race, actually. That's why the grid looks so depleted. We've had some very big misfortune for drivers today. That's because it is the Grizzly. That's because I am. Welcome to the broadcast, bud. So I've got to pronounce it Lando Norris Ring. Okay. Out the window, Miguel. Out the window. To be fair, most team strategies was out the window at lap number 1 today. So, yeah, I'm sure this isn't going to have too much of an effect. We're going to race for MA. That's what we're going to race. Do you commentate any other series? Only DTM. I work with DTM. So I commentate DTM Trophy is my main series, and then whatever support series are on that weekend. So this weekend, I've done the Porsche Carrera Cup Benelux, and I've got one more race after this, which is going to be the Touring Wagon Legends, the DTM Classics. But I am from a sim racing background. I commentate on all sorts of sim racing. No, Danique. I've never been to a race circuit and commentated live. It will be my first time next week because of the pandemic. So, yeah, finally be able to go and work there. Lando Norris Ring. There we go. We figured it out. So next week I will be going to the Lando Norris Ring. Ulf Stefansson from Iceland. Welcome. On the DTM.grid, Russell B. Oatmeal, how you doing? Yes, Cam. Who's my personal favorite in DTM? Oh, I can't give that information away. So we should be getting going then. Just waiting for the information to be posted out. What have we got here? Number 31 under investigation here. That isn't good. For the red flag procedure. So that's Sebastian Cornely. So I actually don't think he was supposed to go into the pits. And he did. I'm really good, thank you, Matthias. I don't know if you're asking how I am or how am I a commentator, because I'm not very good. I don't know how you're asking there, but yeah. Thank you, regardless. So, yeah, it looks like there was oil at this corner, and we're going to use this red flag to indeed mop that up, which is always a good idea. What's worse than oil on the race circuit? Rain and oil on the race circuit. So we're just waiting to get going here. Nieko, patience. Patience. I'm sure you're a grown adult. Race will restart in 8 minutes. So race restart will be in 8 minutes. So if any of you want to show me how you're watching right now, okay? So I'm gonna post my handle again into the chat. So follow me on Instagram or on Twitter. I want you to send me a picture right now, and I'll give you a shout out at ActrolVision. Show me how you're watching. Send me a picture of how you are indeed watching. Keep it clean. As we pan then to the crowd. Yes, you're on camera. There's the wave. Come on, you can't be happy. We're going to see some racing action. We are going to see some racing action. Carlos, Damiao, all of them. No preference. No, I don't. Bowl Gaming. No, I don't. Yes, Kanazal. In sim racing. Yeah, oh, that's a good shout. My money's on the KTM in the wet. Peter Rieger, that's a really good shout. Yeah. It's not going to be many laps, guys, but we are going to see some fun here for sure.
Noch die Nachricht der Rennleitung, der Restart um 15:59 Uhr. Also in 6 Minuten geht's los. Dann sollte die Kehrmaschine, das Reinigungsauto, das Motodrom verlassen haben und dann sollte dort alles in Ordnung sein. 6 Minuten also, dann gibt es den Restart. Und nochmal zu Will Trigerfer, der hat gesagt, wäre Regen ganz recht.
So we are just getting the track clean here. So the actual running order as it stands, we've got ourselves Ben Green leading, Uverhaus second, Verdonk is in third. And then we've got fourth position, Koffler, Trigerfer, then Mauron, Cox, Folev. We've then got Krayhamer, Gerban and Hoffman. Look at the smiles. You're famous. They're looking forward to the racing coming up. They are looking forward to it. There we go. Figured out how to look at the camera as well. Big respect. That is correct, Carlo Play. That is correct. So we're just waiting for that time to appear now, basically, and that's it. And then we're good. So race restart, there we go, official on the screen, 15:59. So 5 minutes from now, just getting everything cleaned up, so a little bit of a delay. So if you are going to be watching the Touring Wagon Legends later on today, that will be delayed as well, of course. Imagine they just rolled the cars out and go, yeah, no, get on with it, you'd be fine. Just have a multi-class race. Is Hockenheim in Malaysia? Absolutely not. It's in Germany. So again, just all lined up. Windscreen wipers on, doors open. It may be raining, but it's still warm. It is still warm. Gadwin just sent me a picture. He is watching from the rig, waiting for the restart. You love to see it. Proper rig as well. Oh, Darren Wayne as well. Live in Australia. He's watching on beIN Sports Australia on Foxtel. I had no idea that I was on television anywhere. To anyone watching on television right now and you're wondering about me talking to people and you're thinking, huh? Where's he talking to people? That is a YouTube live chat. So apologies if you feel out of the loop, but welcome to everyone watching around the world. I'm excited for the restart. It's going to be great. It's going to be well worth the wait, that's for sure. You've all stuck around as well. We have stayed at the same view numbers, so fantastic stuff. That is one way of watching the race. With a big see-through bag on. All eagerly anticipating what is next to come. Deep in thought. When taking your tents to the race was a good choice. Even got room to move your arms. Why do you have children? So they can hold an umbrella for you at race day. That's it, put the children to work as soon as possible. Even when it's raining, ladies and gentlemen, we still have people smiling. That's what it's all about. That's what racing's all about. Nico C. Green is watching 463 different types of motor racing right now on his curved monitor. That is a motorsports fan there if ever I've seen one. Shout out to you. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself, sir. TV in Norway, Jan. Nice. Can't wait for more Wriggle Woom. I'm never going to live that down, am I? I am never going to live Wriggle Woom down, ever. So we've only got a couple of minutes to go. It's flown by. They're all excited. She doesn't look too excited. She's eagerly anticipating what's going down. There's a coffee there. Lots of umbrellas. She's been on camera twice. That's a bit greedy, really, taking 2 sets of camera slots. The whole group there. Oh, it's not that tiring. It's not that tiring. Better get the yawns in now because it's about to be very exciting indeed. Spatzo's just sent me a message as well. And, well, he's got a triple monitor set up there. You love to see it. Shout out to you, sir. Let's go. Here we go. 40 seconds to go. And by the way, you might be thinking, this commentator is really strange. I am legitimately a fan with a microphone, okay? I'm excited as much as you guys are. That's what I'm here for. I'm just very fortunate that I've been given a microphone.
Ein sehr dramatischer Renntag für die Youngster in diesem Feld, aber auch für die erfahrenen Piloten, die ja schon einiges erlebt haben im Verlauf ihrer zum Teil.
Wolshisan, you're watching from Osaka in Japan. I can't tell your sons to go to bed because if they're enjoying the racing as much as you are, then you can't force them to go to bed. Javi has sent me a message on Instagram as well. That's a nice setup there as well. So here we go then. We're on to, well, we've got a safety car here. So we've got the safety car to deal with. Just realised I've neglected Instagram. Let me just have a quick look at the old Instagram, guys. So we've got a photo here. Oh, Cam Lock, that is a great setup you've got there as well. Again, thank you for getting involved here. Well, we're all just entertaining ourselves at this stage. What have we got here? Lucas as well. He's watching on YouTube. Sent me a picture of the 2 fans watching in bags. Love to see that. Ricky as well. As you can see, there's a lot of moisture on the circuit. Watching on an iPad. Ricky Szymanski Gaming Australia. Wow, nice to see. Welcome, bud. EYTY has also sent me is Apple Mac. There are other computers out there, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, great to see. Who else have we got here? Patrick has sent me a photo as well. Watching, he's got Saturn on his wall as well, as you see some fans waving. Patrick, thank you for getting involved in this little delay that we've had here as well. Yannick is the next one. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go through all of these here. You're doing a nice job. Thank you, Yannick. I appreciate that, bud. Really do appreciate that. Again, to everybody watching around the world. Ronald Christorus as well. Yeah, there we go. Sticking his fingers up at me. Thank you, mate. Damon Ireland, the last one then. With an ice cream and a cake. Oh, okay. Nothing better than that. You got ice cream as well. Lovely old job. Right. Again, thank you very much. Oh, we've got one more. Okay, we've got one more then. We'll go for Aritro Nath is watching on his computer as well. Hello from India. So thank you for getting involved in that. It's not often that we have an opportunity to do pictures and send pictures in of how you're watching and all that good stuff, but ultimately when you've got a delay like this, it's nice to see some of you with your pictures and all that good stuff. So yeah, hopefully you're enjoying the broadcast. Let's get back to racing. Safety car, I'm not too sure when the safety car is indeed going to come back in. There's a safety car coming in now. Oh, we're going to get racing here. So Ben Green will take us away. And wow, it's race time, ladies and gentlemen. 3 minutes left on the clock, plus 3 laps, remember. And it is Ben Green that is gone here. Early doors. And we are green flag racing, finally. As Nico Verdonk flashes his lights there, already trying to put Theo Uverhaus off. Uverhaus, of course, 16 years old. And this is his real chance to shine here. As Trigerfer there is almost pushing Reinhard Koffler through the corner. He's been slowed down there for sure. Lucas Mauron then is indeed going to try and make the move on Reinhard Koffler. And are we going to see a potential move here from Trigerfer up the inside? We know the KTM will be very quick on exit for sure. And you can see the Audi is very quick. The AMG struggling here. Mauron's got a little opportunity for himself. Theo Uverhaus has lost out to Nico Verdonk. Verdonk is one of the older drivers in the field here. And again, that's not necessarily a negative. In these conditions, that is a huge positive. So expect to see him flying over the next few laps of this race. And wow, these conditions are going to have huge championship ramifications as Nico Verdonk then runs wide, opens up the door. And as you can see here, Reinhard Koffler and Trigerfer still battling for that P5, or P4, should I say. Lucas Mauron, of course, with that speed advantage in a straight line, is going to try and take on the AMG and indeed the KTM Expo through the sweeping right-hander. First time they've come through here. He can't really do it flat out side by side. Trigerfer, though, is going to hold on to P4. Reinhard Koffler, though, under braking, is going to make a move on Trigerfer. Almost a bit of contact between the two. Just about backs out. And ultimately, Trigerfer nearly in the same corner got cleaned out. He hasn't been, and he's run wide there, though. Reinhard Koffler with another opportunity. Ben Green is off into the distance here. Nico Verdonk yet once again flashing the lights, trying to take full advantage of the young driver of Uverhaus in behind him. Uverhaus, by the way, 16 years old, so he may have some experience in wet conditions in karting, but he will not have many or much experience in terms of these cars. Drive-through penalty for Kramer. Unfortunate there for them. But Uverhaus is doing a sensational job here of keeping the very experienced Nico Verdonk behind him. Trigerfer, could he potentially make it up towards the podium? Well, there we go. Nico Verdonk does make the move on Uverhaus. Job done. How much faster is he, though? How much faster is he than Ben Green? Trigerfer coming through as well with 1 minute left here. So we're going to have 3 laps remaining after this lap, I think. So 4 laps remain of this race. And absolutely anything could go down. And I think anything will go down here. Theo Uverhaus, by the way, has got a great overlap here on the exit of turn 1. He has, and up the inside he will go, and he'll retake P2, covers that inside line. And now they are all indeed closing up. Trigerfer runs wide there, trying to find the grip. It looks like he's found the grip on exit. Definitely didn't on entry. Nico Verdonk retakes P2. And this is going to go down to the absolute wire. The flashing of lights then from Nico Verdonk. Again, he's going to have no battery left by the end of this race. He's now got to try and ward off the advancements here of Theo Uverhaus. Will Trigerfer is going to try and make it 3 wide here. Don't think the gap's going to open up the inside. He's going to now be able to open up the hairpin from the outside line here. Hope that these two run wide, and they don't. Theo Uverhaus keeping it nice and tidy. Nico Verdonk, though, is indeed on that power nice and early here as well. And tell you what, Trigerfer's got a huge run here. Nico Verdonk is not going to be able to indeed hold on here. Leaves the door open, and Trigerfer comes through. He's going to run wide, I think. Nico Verdonk's going to be squeezed off. And as they head then down towards the stadium section, up into the podium spots then, Will Trigerfer trying to save his championship here. Of course, went down to the back of the grid early in this race, but now with the inside line through the S's we come. Lucas Mauron's going to try and find a gap here as well. Nico Verdonk's going to run wide. Trigerfer's going to lose that position once again. And I tell you what, this is incredible stuff. Theo Uverhaus, he's like the most experienced driver on the grid at this point, just driving away. Brilliant stuff here from all of these drivers. How they've managed to keep it on the black stuff is beyond me. Trigerfer again still trying to get up into that top 3. You've got to be careful at this stage because Lucas Mauron, if there's a door open there, Lucas Mauron's coming through. I'm telling you that right now. Trigerfer, though, on the power nice and early through the S as they come. Contact between the two of them. Proper door banging through the final couple of corners. Nico Verdonk's keeping his nose in there. Trigerfer's got to be wary that his championship is at risk here. Just needs to get to the finish here. P4's better than P backwards. Across the line they will come then, and now it will be the +3 laps, we think. There we go. 3 laps are remaining now. Nico Verdonk under pressure from Lucas Mauron in that blue and orange Audi, which is now going to give Trigerfer a bit of breathing room. Can he potentially go and chase down Uverhaus in these final couple of laps? Was it worth the wait, ladies and gentlemen? Absolutely, it was worth the wait. Nico Verdonk then underneath that rear wing of Trigerfer. Reinhard Koffler then just dropping backwards here, but actually has managed, because of the battling, being able to just drop onto the back of the pack here. And if anyone makes any sort of mistake, he's going to be able to pounce like a panther. And Trigerfer has managed to damage limitation here as it goes 3 wide, potentially, in the background. Lucas Mauron then trying to make the move here on Nico Verdonk. Nico Verdonk then having that really tight line, which means he's not going to be able to get the power very early here at all. Lucas Mauron then has indeed set him up perfectly well. And we see the door banging here. Trigerfer just keeps his nose in, then bounces over that curb. And just a little bit of a nudge there. You know, in these conditions, is someone going to get a penalty for that? I don't think so. Like, he has tried to leave the car's width there. It's just tough in these conditions. I think it'd be very, very rough if he was to receive a penalty for that kind of racing. As Nico Verdonk's being squeezed off left, right, and centre here. He saw the same from Lucas Mauron. So apparently there's some overtaking during the safety car between 85, 90, and 24. It's been reported to the stewards. So there's been a report made then for Reinhard Koffler, Nico Verdonk, and Will Trigerfer. So that's being reported. That is not ideal. So Lucas Mauron now into P4. You see that Trigerfer is closing in on Theo Uverhaus. I'm going to need you all to vote for your driver of the day as well in a minute. Our unofficial YouTube driver of the day. What a weekend it's been for Theo Uverhaus. For me, a race victory and indeed a P2 potentially here. As, well, that's contact. Mauron sent off into the gravel. Reinhard Koffler making a very deep dive there. That will be a return of position, I would imagine, or a penalty. He doesn't return the position. Nico Verdonk, who momentarily was behind both of those, actually, has managed to gain those positions back here. Theo Uverhaus is flashing his lights now. He is not content at all. 2 laps to go, so we've got 1.5 laps to go. 6 points then is now the difference between Ben Green and Trigerfer in what has been an exceptional weekend's racing. We've still got 2 more races this season to go. Hopefully you at home have all enjoyed this. So good. As we head then through the hairpin and the front 3 are closing up. Ben Green is struggling here. He really is struggling here. And he just, the last thing he wants, like right now, if Theo Uverhaus tries to make an overtake, I think he doesn't really try and defend it. If Trigerfer tries to make an overtake, he absolutely does. So, yeah, I think Theo Uverhaus needs to use this to his advantage here. He's not in a championship hunt. He can take chances, whereas Ben Green cannot. Uverhaus, could he potentially, on the first ever race victory weekend for him, as a 16-year-old driver, could he potentially go out there and get 2 race victories? 1 in dry, 1 in wet conditions. Remember the name. Remember Theo Uverhaus' name, ladies and gentlemen. An absolute superstar in the making. That is a fact. We are going to see this driver racing in some huge races in the future for sure. We're heading on to the final lap of this race then. Trigerfer, could he potentially get a P2 here? He's the fastest out of all 3 at the front, and he's waiting for that mistake of Theo Uverhaus. He runs a little bit wide, does the BMW driver, and is the move going to happen through turn number 1? I don't think so. I think you're going to be looking down towards the hairpin, really, on the exit of the hairpin. Not sure there's really anywhere to make the move through the first few corners, to be completely honest. The BMW, gets very squirrely on the curbing there, so this might actually be the opportunity. How late can you go on the brakes here then, Trigerfer? As they all do indeed close up, hugely closing up now. And Will just opening up the corner a little bit better than the 2 BMWs. Will be able to get that power down very early. Ben Green runs wide here. And this is not said and done. I tell you what, P1 is not said and done here. Trigerfer then pulls out, and he's going to have to go the long way round if he's going to get this done. Uverhaus is, of course, going to squeeze him onto the apex. He doesn't realise he's actually clear, but he isn't anymore. So Trigerfer keeps his nose in there. This is brilliant for Ben Green. This means he can just hold on to the lead. And as they come down in towards the hairpin, then Uverhaus has got that tight line on the entrance. And we are going to see on the power early then for Trigerfer. It's going to be pretty much a freebie here, although he just gets squirrely on the curb as well. Trigerfer up to P2. He was facing the moon at one point during this race, and now he's up to P2. Ben Green versus Will Trigerfer. This is going down to the wire this season in the DTM Trophy, and I am all for it. It is completely different to what we saw last season, where Heinemann was a runaway champion. This is going down to the last race. That is a fact at the Lando no-rise ring. As Theo Uverhaus does indeed run wide. Trigerfer's flashing his lights. He fancies it. He feels like there's an opportunity for a race victory here. Is Ben Green going to be able to hang on? Is Ben Green going to be able to hang on? Are all those tyres dead? Up towards the final couple of corners. And what a drive it's been for Will Trigerfer. Please, in the chat, vote for your driver of the day. As we've got 2 corners remaining here. Ben Green with all of the disappointment in the world yesterday after receiving a drive-through penalty at the end of the race and actually made him finish in 9th position. It is going to be a race victory here for Ben Green, and what a sensational performance it was. It was the unknown for these drivers today, but these three have dealt with it superbly well. Ben Green takes the checkered flag. Will Trigerfer, who again was facing the moon at one point, he was last on lap number 1 due to a collision, not his fault. He finishes P2. Overhaus in P3. Verdonk 4th, Reinhard Koffler in 5th, Mauron 6th, Stefan Cox with the best finish of the season in 7th position. Folev, the Bulgarian, is going to be in 8th position. Gerban's going to finish in 9th, then only their 2nd ever top 10 finish. And then we've got Sophie Hoffman with her 1st ever top 10 finish. Kraehamer is going to finish in 11th position, and Sebastian Cornely, a lap down, is going to finish down in P12. Was that worth the wait, ladies and gentlemen? I want you to tell me in the chat right now, because for me, that was absolutely incredible. So here we go. There's the overtake, the pivotal overtake here. How important is that going to be in this championship? That means now the gap between Trigerfer and Ben Green is only 3 points. It was 4 points in the advantage of Trigerfer coming into today's race. But now Ben Green will lead once again, but it is by 3 points. It's by nothing. Oh, we have got an incredible season finale on our hands. I think Trigerfer's going to get driver of the day. And congratulations on all of you sticking around in the chat. You've been superb today. Been an absolute pleasure having a bit of banter, having a bit of fun with you all in the chat. And there is your official results then. Ben Green, P1, to Will Trigerfer in P2, Thea Overhaus in P3, with Verdonk finishing in 4th, Koffler in 5th, Lucas Mauron 6th, Stefan Cox and Folev in 7th and 8th position. Gerban and Hoffman are your top 10. Ben Green, of course, again, the race winner. Kraehamer down in 11th spot, Cornely a lap down. Then we've got Salonen, Lerner and Jan Zimmer as the DNFs. Here's your race winner and new championship leader. Sounded like a WWE referee then, or a boxing referee. And new championship leader, it is Ben Green. This has swung hugely over this weekend. Obviously because of the race, because we had to stop for a red flag, we are now going to have to wrap up very, very quickly. But Thea Overhaus takes P3. For me, he's been my driver of the weekend. Sensational performance and really a coming-of-age weekend for sure. Will Trigerfer then is going to pick up P2 and keeps the championship very much alive. But after the huge disappointment of yesterday, Ben Green picks up the checkered flag and the race victory, takes championship lead into the Norris Ring next week, the finale. Hopefully you've enjoyed this, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you subscribe, make sure that you are indeed following all the socials for DTM, and I will catch you all next week for the finale. So here is your championship standings, ladies and gentlemen. So it is 3 points between the top two, Ben Green and Will Trigerfer. But look at the battle for P3. Michael Schreyer, I don't think we're going to see it again this season, unfortunately. But it's only 5 points between Verdonk, Overhaus and Mauron. Everybody scored points this season. Oh, we are heading into an incredible, incredible finale. I am so, so excited for it.
Die Siegerehrung zum 12. einem etwas turbulenten Rennen in der DTM Trophy. Rennen 2 hier in Hockenheim. Und wir sagen herzlich willkommen auf dem Podium. Der drittplatzierte Theo Überhaus aus Deutschland. Gratulation! Der Titelkampf ist auf das Finale auf den Norrisring verschoben mit den Zweitplatzierten von 9 auf 2, der Brite Will Trigerfer. Gratulation! Wir begrüßen auf dem Podium das siegreiche Team FK Performance Motorsport mit dem Ingenieur von Ben Green, Milan Vormann. Gratulation! Und damit kommen wir zu unserem Sieger, Ben Green aus Großbritannien. Gratulation! Was für ein Rennen, was für ein Podium. Und damit hören wir nun zu Ehren des Siegers Ben Green die britische Hymne. Bitte sehr. Euer Podium, eure Pokale. Einmal nach oben. Please take your trophies and raise them up. Thanks a lot, Ben Green. Und hier sehen wir unsere Top 4 oben auf dem Podium. Ein trockenes Rennen, was dann etwas feucht wurde. Und jetzt der krönende Abschluss. Bitte sehr, Champagner!